Hi guys! Today you're gonna see how I make an iris fairy, inspired by these beautiful pictures. But it started as something completely different. I had a half an hour of footage like this, trying to make something out of junk. I so wanted to start with such a project, but I couldn't find any inspiration. All this stuff I found at a flea market a while ago, and also from my local thrift stores. I also tried to develop a bookworm fairy with different kind of materials and junk I could use, but also couldn't feel it yet. But I will someday, I promise. I already started to prepare a monster high doll for this, but all this time I could not get any vibes to pursue these ideas. So what to do? And yeah, this is a sneak view of how my mind works. Sometimes I'm just brilliant, and most of the times, nah. So I went through my other ideas and found the pictures of these irises. Let's try that, and why not do it like some other artists do and draw an idea first? It's been a while since I drew, so my skills are very rusty, but I think I got something. A fairy is emerging from an iris flower, like all flower fairies are getting born that way. I used Inktense pencils for my drawing, so I could make a nice watercolor from it. I just wished I used better paper. I didn't think it through. Hmm, yeah. Removed her legs for nothing, but that's an easy fix. And I would not do anything to them because they are hidden between the leaves later. So yeah, there was my idea, birth of an iris fairy. So I glued the legs back on, glued her head on her neck, and her knees also needed some glue. Her arms would have to wait a while, not sure how they would pose yet. Meanwhile, I chose some colors for the flower petals I will make from polymer clay, I hope. The molds I wanted to use were way too small and weren't working so well, so I tried the textures of the petals with some tools. I used some cornstarch so that everything wouldn't stick together and it just works easier. And I'm working on a soft surface, sheets of EVA foam, that works best while shaping the clay. So I tried a number of tools to capture the whimsical shapes of the petals. And now I have to find something to bake all the petals in the shape I want. I tried it with tinfoil and kitchen paper and some stones to hold them in place. And that worked. For the two petals from which her arms will be made, I added some wire to make it sturdier. Yeah, I think that will work. So if you look close at the iris pictures, you see that in the middle the stamens and pistils are a bit yellowish and white stems and maybe little balls. So I tried to make them with yellowish clay. Not sure yet how that will work. And while those were baking, my petals were done baking. Let's see what I'll work with. But for her legs, I wanted some details that couldn't be baked. So I pulled out my modeling epoxy. which I use sparingly because I don't have much left. And with a bit of magic, I put the two parts together and started to make a budding flower on the stem and some other details you see on a flower stem. And this putty dries so quickly, so I don't have much time to form everything. With some leftover putty I filled in the gaps on her body. I really don't like to work with this stuff. Not sure if other similar materials are more suitable for this purpose. The only upside to air dry clay, for instance, is this is so much stronger when cured. But otherwise, I don't know. And this stuff is very sticky. I used some water on my fingers. I sprayed on my workbench, so it's a bit more manageable. Oh, and I guess I decided on her arm pose because I smeared that also with the stuff. I waited till the next day to let it dry and do the left side. Most of my girls get a leg enhancement. I find those legs too skinny. I did that here also, but I figured they would be covered with all the leaves later, so I didn't pay as much attention to them this time. And this girl needs a bit of a boob job. No, not that big, just a little. But I didn't film that process this time. Actually, most of the time. I'm gonna work on the arm petals. You'll see the first glimpse of her arms, which together with the legs are the last parts of her body that still needs to mature. The rest is already formed. And I do this also with polymer clay. So this petal will go in the oven a second time. And that is why I bake them less long than they're supposed to. I rolled one finger and with some magic again, she has two beginner's hands. Voila! Yeah, the magic can be better. I'm still learning, guys. Just to be safe, I painted her head white with acrylics. Still not sure what to do with the hair / stamens and pistils. Those are really weird words. Are they for real? These I had to translate. I never heard of them before. And I trust they are correct. Oh yeah, here I'm putting some homemade clay on the flower bud. It was too flat, so I made it bigger. And I smoothed out a lot of imperfections I made with the putty. This clay is so much easier to smooth. And then I don't have to sand as much as I would have with the putty. So win-win. Hmm. But it meant I made her boobies bigger than I anticipated. Oh well. Now let's see how much of the face up I dare to show. I sprayed her teeth 3 times with Mr. Superclear. I chose a few shades of purple and pink, and I tried to give her a sleepy look. She's just awakened from her birth. Oh, and next time I will definitely watch out for dirty nails and, in this case, dirty gloves. Or at least I will never mention it again. The YouTube algorithm blames that for my audience to drop out early in the last video. Honestly, guys, some of you already mentioned it before, and I also don't understand why my videos aren't doing well. I have a few great fans who always commenting and leaving their thoughts, which I so love. So don't stop, please. But without being arrogant, I think my videos or my projects aren't that bad and could at least reach 1,000 views, right? Is it because I don't post on other platforms? I so hate Facebook and Instagram, and I was busy for a while on Blue Sky, but that didn't make any difference. And TikTok, I tried for a few days, but that medium is really a no go by principle now. So I guess I have to accept that this is what it is. At least online it is. I have some great news. This summer I get to have a few pieces at an exhibition. It's in my hometown in the Netherlands, and I'm very excited and very scared. But I'm doing it, and that's a huge step for me. I just hope I can handle it with my fatigue. I will let you know how it went and if I sold anything. My fairy. I scraped off some Inktense pigments for lack of Inktense blocks from my pencils and colored some white acrylic with them to paint her body. I already did her legs, but that wasn't a success. So they'll need more color. I dabbed the paint with my fingers so the brush strokes would disappear and maybe get somewhat of a skin texture on there. But you can already see it needs some blushing later to match your face. And the second layer of green wasn't enough either. I think I have to get the acrylic green out later. Meanwhile, I cut a lot of strips out of EVA foam to make some leaves in different lengths. I heated every single one of them to get some shape into them. And with some magic, this time I think I nailed it. Poof, all done. So, time for the base. You may guessed it. I found this candle holder in a thrift store. And with a lot of heat and patience, I got almost all of the residue of it, out of it, out of it. And what's left will be covered anyway. But I found it too light. There was no weight to it. And then my fairy would keep falling over, and we don't want that. And I have to think with what I will fill it with. In the meantime, I will prepare it for my fairy with some wire and hot glue. And yeah, this is still the same hot glue that cools down so slowly. I put a fan on it to speed the things up. I painted the petals off camera with acrylics. The other side still needs to be done. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to not blend the different kind of colors too much, so you'll see some type of veins on the petals. And I hope I have succeeded in that. And everything got some last touch-ups, some body brushing and some details. And it was time to address her hair or whatever I was planning to do. But that was just a thing. I still didn't know what to do about it. But in any case, it had to be something white and or yellow, like the stamens. But the little yellow thingies I made, I really could not make anything of them. So I had to think of something else. I had a bit of white hair left, so maybe I could use that and do something with yellow paint. And you know who follow me. I'm learning more and more to just decide. Don't doubt. Don't procrastinate. Just go for it. And if it isn't working, do it over again or make it work. So I glued on some white hair, and what I already knew, it had to be short. Maybe shorter on the sides than on the top. We will see. So I cut a lot of short pieces off and some longer ones and glued them directly on her head with white glue. And yeah, you who follow me for a while now also know this is not my strong side. It's still a struggle for me. I don't know how all those great customizers like Doll After Life and Pop and Atelier, to name a few, do this and make it seem so easy. It's not. I glued her hair on in stages, so in the meantime I could do something with the base. I glued my homemade flock on there with white glue, and I topped it off with watered down white glue. And I had to address the weight of it. Luckily, there was a big hole underneath. A lot of items and cushions and toys are filled with it, so why not use it here? So I filled it up with ordinary rice. And I glued the whole shot with a lot of hot glue. And her hair now looks like this, and I kinda like it. Like mohawk hair. I had to look this word up also because in our language it's called a hanekam, a rooster comb, or coxcomb. Okay, but the side of her head had to be trimmed down and the mohawk also a bit. I just couldn't find my hair scissors anywhere, so I hope this one was sharp enough. I gave the hair some flexible hair gel, just because I don't have any other. The tips of the hair I painted with a yellow intense pencil, watered down a bit. And I wanted to give her eyelashes. And I struggled so much with them. Took me 2 days to get it nice. And no, I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, it's embarrassing. But in the end, I got them on okay. Time to give her her arms. I glued them on with super glue and topped it off with hot glue. And I smoothed it out with my homemade quick glue. Just white glue and baking soda. And to make it easier to put all the other petals and leaves on her, I glued her on her stand. All the leaves got a paint job to make the green less bright. I glued them on her so that she is going to emerge out of them, I hope. Let me know if I succeeded. And I was starting with the leaves, but that wasn't a good idea, so I quickly moved on with the petals, trying to arrange them as I intended. Covering all her shame and whatnot. And then I could do the rest of the leaves. And I still had to figure out how her wings are gonna look like. I still hadn't a solution for it. But after all the leaves were done, I wasn't satisfied. I did not like the total look, the petals weren't right. Something was off. And I put a stupid little leaf on the wrong spot. Okay, I put some moss on the bottom to finish it, but it wasn't finished. It still looked weird. And I had to do paint on her arms and make the wings still. Oh no, what you doing? Something's very scary, I tell you. I carefully heated up the glue on the pink petals. They were in the wrong place. So I put them higher. Yeah, that's a bit better. I'm glad I risked it. Okay, wing time. Just have to force an idea now. What if her wings were like those of a butterfly when just out of a cocoon? Wrinkly and not fully unfolded yet. So I tried this with cling foil and UV resin colored with some mica powders. I had to get some wire in there to attach them easier to the body. And after they were done, I heated them up to bend them. Happy with that, so I glue them on with super glue and some UV resin. The leaves and petals got a layer of glossy varnish, and her eyes, lips and face also. And lastly, I put a lot of resin drops on her and on the leaves and on the petals. There is nothing more beautiful than a leaf with a water drop at its tip. And with this, I think she's finished. And I think I did okay. But it's now a few days later while editing this, and I think she's getting more beautiful by the day. So yeah, I'm very happy with her. And of course, I so want you to tell me what you think of her. So please tell me in the comments. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe and hit the bell button. It would so help me and my little channel. Oh, and about that, I have a post from a while back where I tell you all I want to give away one of my figurines when I reach 1,000 subs. So if you want to get that chance, please find that post and leave your name. And when the 1,000 hits, one of you will be lucky. And I hope to see you next time.